What's happening, everybody? It's Sean with Reactions to the Classics, and today we got the brand new at the time of this filming John Mayer album Sob Rock just dropped today. This is brought to us by a friend, longtime patron and supporter of the channel, and John Mayer fan. We've done another album for him as well. Alan, thank you, Alan. Always appreciate you. Not a lot of info out here on this album, but I did read the review in Pitchfork. I read an interview that John did with Rolling Stone. So I'll give you a little bit of insight on this album, and then we're going to jump in. So this is kind of a throwback album. John told Pitchfork, he said, pretend someone made a record in 1988 and shelved it, and it was just found this year. And I mean, even the album itself has a throwback because it has the nice price sticker that Columbia Records used to slap on the bargain bin LPs. I remember this because I was old enough to remember all. So that's what's on the album cover. And you have Don Was in as producers. I mean, you got some heavy hitter musicians on this album as well. And then he did an interview with Zane Lowe, of course, of Apple Music. And John said, this is the record where I had 10 songs locked. The record before suffered because the door was open to it the whole time. New songs in would come in, old songs would go out. And so it became, this is my script, this is my movie. We're not going to write a different scene from a different movie. This is the whole sob rock game. Get sweet but never sappy. It's demonstratively sweet and luscious and melodic and colorful, but it's never to the point where it gets cloying and syrupy. I like to teeter on that line. You know, he basically said it's supposed to be almost not so bad that it's good, but something of that nature. So guys, we're going to jump right in with the first song, which as you see below is Last Train Home. It's the fourth single from this album, so 3 of these songs have already been released, so you might know them. It's following up Carry Me Away, which was released in September of 2019, so this thing was shelved for a long time. Either he wasn't finished, I couldn't find it, or probably because of the pandemic, because that's usually why a lot of albums we're seeing released right now have been holding for a while. And this song does feature an appearance by Maren Morris. And this song came out at the time of recording this at around the 1st of June of 2021. So it's been out for a bit. So let's check it out. I'm going to have the lyrics up as always. And if it's first time joining us, the music will not be in the review. However, there's a link below for Vimeo. Just follow along with me there. All right. Thanks again, Alan. Last Train Home. John is one of the 2 people on keyboard. So it's definitely, you can already tell it's got that 80s sound, right? More keyboard synth laden with just a little guitar riff in there. Nice little song, man. I mean, Last Train Home, I think he's talking about he's looking for that person he can spend forever with, because he starts out, if you want to roll me, you got to roll me on that line. You want to use me, then you got to use me till I'm gone. Then the first chorus, I'm not a fallen angel, I just fell behind. I'm out of luck and I'm out of time. If you don't want to love me, let me go. I'm running for the last train home. And then he kind of delves that out in verse 2. And then the next chorus, no matter how you work it, things go wrong. I put my heart where it don't belong. So if you're coming with me, let me know. Maybe you're the last train home. And then the outro talks about that. And I surrender. I'm on the last train. You know, John has a well-deserved reputation of being a ladies' man. And maybe this is his way of writing something that says, look, now I'm looking for that forever relationship. He's going to surrender to that. So a good way to start out this album for sure. Now we go to the second track. Shouldn't Matter, But It Does. I don't have any info on this one, so let's just dive in. Shouldn't Matter, But It Does. A lot of people think this song was written about Katy Perry. Who knows? I know a lot of his last album was, and their broken relationship. And that's what this song is about, man. A love that just couldn't work out for one reason or another. And John keeps revisiting the line that is the title to the song, Shouldn't Matter, But It Does. And verse 1, he's talking about her, and he is in verse 2 as well. But should have been open, should have done more, should have learned a lesson from the year before, should have been honest, should have just cried, should have told me there was nothing left inside. Now the chorus, now the road keeps rolling on forever and the years keep pulling us apart. We lost something. I still wonder where it was. It shouldn't matter, but it does. Verse 2, he's also addressing the female in this relationship. You should have just broken. You should have come clean. You should have been sad instead of being so effing mean. Because this song has an explicit on it. It's only because he drops one F-bomb in here. The song's not. It just, whenever you see that explicit on there, I know they got to put it on there, but it makes it seem like the song's going to have all this stuff in it. He just says one word, but it shouldn't be easy, but it shouldn't be hard. I think that's a great way to sum up a relationship, right? It's never going to be easy, but it shouldn't be hard. You shouldn't be a stranger in your own backyard. And he just kind of rolls into that. One of the things he says in verse 3, I shouldn't leave messages in every little song, and that's why some people think it might be about Katy Perry. But this is John Mayer 101. This song I could see being a radio hit. Just a really well done song. Now we're going to go on to track number 3. You see it below, New Light. This is one of those tracks that's been around for a minute or two. It was released in 2018 on May 10th. He released it on Zane Lowe's Beats One radio show. So this one's been around for a while, but hadn't found an album home. So we're going to check it out here. New Light. It was co-written with No ID. It has a different sound a little bit than the first two songs because obviously it's 4 years old. I recorded it 4 years ago. I liked it fine. I thought there was some good bass work by Pino Palladino in here. The guitar work was good from John, as it always is. He's a fantastic guitarist, very underrated as a guitarist. The song itself, it was all right for me. I mean, basically, he was a friend of hers, and now she's kind of the hidden love interest that she doesn't want her friends to know about. And he's like, why would it matter? Why can't you just see me in a new light? So I don't know if it's an autobiographical, because as I mentioned earlier, John had a reputation for being a ladies' man. Maybe this woman doesn't want to be seen with him and be just another, statistic for him. So she's hiding it from her friends. But what do I do with all this? What do I do with all this love that's running through my veins for you? So he's in love with her, and she's probably not feeling the same way. So a nice tune, and they're probably my least favorite of the three that we've listened to. But now we're going to go on to Why You Know Love Me. Now, Rolling Stone blasted this song because of the wording of it, but what John said to Zane Lowe at Apple Music, I've spoken those words for a long time in relationships. Maybe it takes 43 years to ask that question, but you ask it in the language of a child. I've never written more brutal lyrics in my life. Why You Know Love Me. Just a song that he's written out of heartbreak, right? Help me understand it. Woke up empty-handed. Never heard you say goodbye. Do you remember summer said she'd go forever? Then you turn as cold as the weather and left me here to cry and cry. Tell me. And then you get into that chorus where Maren Morris comes in. A nice steel guitar from Greg Wise here. That's kind of one of the stars of this. And of course, John's always great on the guitar. Percussion by Lenny Castro and drumming by Aaron Sterling. All that stuff is fantastic. It sounds like something that could have been late 80s, early 90s country music almost. And the steel always gives you that. Then in verse 2, shattered, come to find that none of it mattered. Empty like the promise you made me. Flat out on the floor, oh no. This is a great little 3 lines. Hurt me once, I let it be. Hurt me twice, you're dead to me. 3 times makes you family. Why can't you see I'm yours? Tell me. And then goes in the chorus again. I think where people are having issues with this song is obviously, they feel like there's some racial overtones in Why You Know Love Me. John doesn't mean it that way. It's obvious he doesn't in this song, but he could have really used a better way to put this in the song. This song's fine for me. I can see why there's a lot of people that like it. I see there's a lot of people where they don't, that it's very polarizing. For me, it's fine. It's different musically and instrumentation wise, so I do enjoy that. Now we're going to the last song on the traditional first side. We're going to go to Wild Blue. Wild Blue, just a song basically that John's telling this girl that once I lost you, I got to see the wild blue. I'm assuming wild blue skies. Look at those blue skies. Everything is so much better. The best thing that ever happened to me was losing you. It's an okay song. Lyrically, there's not a lot to it. I enjoy the atmosphere instrumentally. John's guitar is fantastic. Once again, on percussion, you've got Lenny Castro, that bass by Sean Hurley, Jeff Babco on keyboards, and of course, Aaron Sterling on drums. I want to shout out all the guys on this one. So I enjoyed the atmosphere more than the actual lyricism of the song. It's fine, but it's a cool atmospheric song there. And now we're going to go to the 6th track, Shot in the Dark. Shot in the Dark, a nice little coda there. He likes to let the instrumentation run. What you want to do with the guitarist is good. As John Maren Morris comes in on this one too. I enjoy this one a lot more than some of the previous tracks that we've had in the last few. He's just basically talking about, love is a shot in the dark, really. Let's just take a chance on this. It's a hard run. Loving like we do takes way too long to get over you. And remember the line we drew, but call me over and I'm coming through. So they must have had a relationship on and again, off again, maybe nothing serious, and they were going to keep it that way, but he's having a hard time doing that. Then the chorus, and the way John writes a lot of his songs, he does in this song, the last 2 lines of the chorus are the same. It's just another shot in the dark, but the first 3 or 4 are different. So first chorus, we're searching for the night together where we don't fall apart. Might be now and it might be never. It's just another shot in the dark, like you never know in life. And I wonder what it all means. Strange conversation with you in my dreams. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I've loved 7 other women, and they all were you. That is a great line, man. And we had a lot of bad romances. Back to the next chorus. They always miss the mark, so close your eyes now and take your chances. The last chorus starts, if you thought you met your Casanova and he left you with a broken heart. Remember when it's done and over. It was only just a shot in the dark. So remember that, boys and girls. Love is definitely a shot in the dark. Like I said, I really did enjoy that one. Now we're up to I Guess I Just Feel Like, which he performed first on iHeartRadio on October 24, 2018. Is officially released 4 months later in February of 2019. On Instagram at the time, he stated, I guess I just feel like is the get small and tell the truth I mentioned a few weeks ago. Playing this song last night was one of the best calls I've made in a while. Your reactions have made the weeks of working these feelings out well worth it. Conversations have begun on how and when to get an official version out. It's almost done, but I kind of love pointing you to new music that's raw and not tuned and doesn't make anybody any money. I don't know. Thank you. So this is before this version was released, but gives you an idea of, I guess this is a highly personal song from what I take out of that. Let's check it out. I Guess I Just Feel Like. My favorite song on this album so far, it's raw. The guitar outro, or coda if you prefer, was fantastic. John just sounds really, really good on this song vocally. And I'm really going to read you most of the lyrics. It's not terribly long lyrically, but I think it's his best lyrics on the album. I guess I just feel like nobody's honest, nobody's true. Everyone's lying to make it on through. I guess I just feel like I'm the same way too. Verse 2, I guess I just feel like the good things are gone and the weight of my worries is too much to take on. I think I remember the dream that I had. That love's going to save us from a world that's gone mad. I guess I just feel like what happened to that. And the final verse, I guess I just feel like the joke's getting old and the future's fading and the past is on hold. But I know that I'm open and I know that I'm free and I'll always let hope in wherever I'll be. So there's a little bit of hope here. And if I go blind, I'd still find my way. But then this last line just zaps you, man. I guess I just feel like giving up today. So he's broken. There's a little bit of hope there, but he's letting you know, man, it's tough. And I know we all have days like this or weeks like this or months like this sometimes. But just a really well-written song. Really well done. I know it's an older song, but I've never heard any of these songs. So for me so far, it is the best one on here. And now we're up to the 8th track, Till the Right One Comes. Till the Right One Comes, very nicely written. Pretty sure we had some steel guitar, and there's no official musician credits on this song for some reason, but he starts out with a lucky in love call themselves winners, and losers are sinners who have gone astray. As if I woke up lonely one morning, looked around, and decided I would stay that way, right? Sometimes people who are in these great relationships brag on it to an extent. It almost makes people that aren't in relationships feel bad about themselves. They're like, you're somehow less. So he just addresses that straight on. The chorus, you knock me down, you call me crazy, you say I'm never going to love someone. Give it time now and you might find maybe I'll prove you wrong when the right one comes. Won't be long till the right one comes. And verse 2 is very, very well written. And John is a great songwriter, right? He's very underrated as a songwriter. I don't think all the songs on this album exactly pop with a lyrical genius, but they're not always going to. But this song, and I know people broke down and defeated, lost what they needed in some miserable war. So forgive me if I might look around for a minute before jumping right in. I just want to be sure. I love that because I've also known people in my life who jump from I'm in love to I'm in love to I'm in love. And it really shouldn't work that way. Maybe it does for you. Kudos to you. But and then John just kind of goes through the chorus again. The last verse. Now I'm lying in bed, the end of a long day, headed the wrong way down that highway of dreams. When you're a little unsure of what you're headed for, the end of the road ain't as close as it seems. So at the end, the outro, who's that knocking at my door? Is it someone I've been looking for? And who's that throwing arms around me and telling me she finally found me? And then he finishes out with Till the Right One Comes 5 times. So really did enjoy that one. We only got 2 songs left. We're going to be up to the shortest song on here. And it was released way back in September of 2019. As you see below, we got Carry Me Away. And right after its release, John said on his Instagram, it described his summer vacation. So we don't got to delve out what it means. Let's check this one out. Carry Me Away, just a nice little pleasant 2.5+ minute song. Nice little vibe to it. John did write on Instagram the day after the song was released, I didn't see it coming that this tour in 2019 that he was on basically all year long, would have so much life and energy in it. So when it was time for a 2-week break, I found myself wanting to create. My desires for vacation were simple: to live in shorts and a t-shirt and play with my dog in the sun and live a simple, happy, normal life. All while writing this song I had swirling around in my head. So, John just wanted to get away, man, from the craziness and just live a normal, chilled life where not anyone knew him. But just a nice little vibe there. I thought the instrumentation was popping, just a chilled out tune, and now you see it below, the last song on this album. All I Want Is to Be With You. It was first played in an Instagram Live during the promotional campaign for this album. So let's check this out. All I Want Is to Be With You. Very well done song. I bet this probably is about Katy Perry. Somebody did a number on John. I can't fake it and pretend I don't want to see your face again, and I can find me someone new, but all I want is to be with you. I can learn how to let you go and carry on with the one-man show. I'll fade away into the blue, but all I want is to be with you. So I was about dressing up, going out for the night, but really all he's doing is thinking about her. Verse 4 probably tells you this is about Katy Perry. They said I'd hurt you, said I'd run, just like I always do with everyone, but you were different. I was true. All I want to do is, and all I want is to be with you. So really well done. So at the very end, the last minute and a half or so, maybe a minute, 15 seconds, we get a nice electric guitar coming in, not going crazy, but adding some texture to the song, because before that, it's really just John's voice, some acoustic, a little bit of keys. But a really well done song, nice way to finish out the album. And on that, nice segue into my favorite tunes. I'm going to go with Last Train Home, Shouldn't Matter But It Does, Shot in the Dark, I Guess I Just Feel Like, and this last song, All I Want Is to Be With You. So I really like those 5 songs. There's 10 songs on this, a nice listen, 38 minutes long. Now we're going to come to my overall score. You know, we did Continuum previously for Alan. I give that a sky-high score in the 8s if memory serves me right. This album isn't anywhere close to that, but if you like Mayer, you're going to like this album. Give it a spin. If you're lukewarm on him, you can probably skip it. I'm going to give it a 6.75, which is still a good score on first listen. Once again, thank you, Alan, as always, and thank you, everybody, for joining me. Until next time, I will see you.